Hey everybody, welcome to The Scouting Guy. Today I'm going to do a film breakdown on Ian Moore. He is a 2024 high school prospect out of New Palestine. He is 6'6", 290 pounds. This is my number one rated offensive tackle in the 2024 recruiting class. This guy is an absolute stud. So I'm going to get into his strengths and weaknesses real quick. And again, I want to reiterate the strengths and weaknesses are strictly my own. Has very good pass protecting form for only being a junior/senior in high school. He is very good at the point of attack when it comes to the straight ahead running game. And then the third one I have for him is he's very fluid when it comes to his pass protecting techniques with fluid hips and fluid footwork. So I'm going to get into his weaknesses. His number one weakness for me is he struggles with the bull rush. He doesn't get his hands up quick enough. He does get stagnant when he goes against big, powerful edge rushers, more of those Bradley Chubbs, those Zaire Smiths types. And then the third one that I have for him, he does get clunky when it comes to the agile running game. He doesn't really get there on time, so he needs to get more agile in some of his sets. This guy is a very good player. He committed to Ohio State, and he is the number one rated offensive tackle for me coming into this class. So let's get into this film review or film breakdown. So here he is right here. He is in a three-point stance. We're going to see when he gets out of his stance. And again, I am watching the film breakdown on huddle.com. I encourage everybody who is a coach to get this because it's very beneficial. You cannot get this if you're not a coach. So I have the luxury of being a linebackers coach, so I can get film breakdowns like this. So here we go. Let's watch this back foot here. Watch that back foot. Okay, again, a little too clunky for my liking. Okay, you see right here, a little too clunky. Again, doesn't get out of his sets right there. Can you see how he gets pushed back and look at his hands? Again, I would like for him to be a little bit up. I would like for him to be in a 2-point stance rather than a 3-point stance, but that's something that he needs to work on. Again, he gets out of his break. Good footwork. He's chopping his feet. That's something that you see. Watch his footwork. Good footwork by Ian Moore. That's very good footwork. But again, I would like his mechanics to be a little bit better when it comes to that bull rush move. I said that's one of his weaknesses, is struggling with that bull rush move. He doesn't get his hands up in time. He needs to get to those breastplates as quickly as possible. You see how his hands are just sagging there? His arms are just sagging. He needs to get them up. Okay, right here. Here he is right here. Again, straight ahead running game. That's something that is his strengths. I believe he's a better run blocker than anything else. Here you go right here, same play. He's just a mauler in the running game. 3-point stance just drives him to the ground. Absolute stud. This guy could be the potential of a Ryan Ramczyk. But again, he has to take the development. Again, he's still a junior in high school, so a lot of development is needed, and I think going to a program like Ohio State will benefit that, and he fits the system that Ohio State wants to run. And this guy is a mauler. Look at that. Stretch play to the left-hand slot side. He just absolutely mauls his dude there. Very good play. Here he is right here, 3-point stance, gets out of his break, uses that front foot, bam, drives him. Very good play by Ian Moore. Okay, here he is, 3-point stance again. That is one of his strengths, going that straight ahead running game, that multi-power run game, bam. Able to seal the edge there. Very good play by Ian Moore. 3-point stance, good footwork, good hand placement underneath those breastplates. That's what I want to see. Get out of that break. Watch that front foot, and is able to get vertical there. See how he gets diagonal right here? Right there. Very good play. That's a very good play by Ian Moore. He's sealing the edge. That's what you need to do as a backside offensive tackle on this play. Again, he for his size, he's very good in the run game. That's his strength. There he is right here, driving. He's sealing that edge for that running back. Good footwork, drive. See how he gets out of his stance. He was in a 2-point stance that time. So that, again, that's 3-point stance, my apologies. Bam, drive. Very good play by Ian Moore. He's driving him. That's a very good play. Getting that straight ahead running game. Good 3-point stance, able to seal the edge there. Good footwork, good hip-to-hip fluidity. I mean, watch his footwork. For junior in high school, watch his footwork. Chop, not letting up. That's what you want to see from high school players, is that footwork. Watch the footwork. He's in a 3-point stance, gets up, gets his hands underneath those breastplates, using his hands up. That's what I want to see. Once you get to that out of that 3-point stance, I want to see you with your hand placement work and your footwork. Watch his hand placement work. He has it up with his breastplates on that guy. Very good play by Ian Moore. Okay, this play 3-point stance. Watch his footwork. Oh my gosh, he just absolutely mauls that guy. Watch how he just dismantles this guy. Bam, right there. Got the double team right there. Watch that front foot. Bam. Has a really good get off at the line of scrimmage in terms of how quickly he gets off. That's what I want to see. Okay, here he is right here, talking to the right guard. 3-point stance, help with the tight end. That's very good, very good. This guy doesn't get pushed around a lot. Watch how he initiates the contact here, bam. And then look at the footwork, driving. Again, he's going to get better at that going to a college program like Ohio State. They're going to work on his technique. And I think that's one of his biggest weaknesses in terms of certain phases. He's inconsistent, but again, he's a high school football player. Nobody's going to be a perfect high school prospect coming out. There's a lot of development that's needed, and I think going to a team like Ohio State is going to benefit his strengths more than his weaknesses. So good play. Good play by Ian Moore. And again, this guy's 6'6", 290 for being a junior. This guy's a massive human being. Just drives him, continues with the play. This guy reminds me a lot of Ryan Ramczyk. Not saying that he will be, but has some of the traits that I'm looking for. Okay, 3-point stance again. Watch the footwork. Driving. Again, straight ahead running game. That's what Ryan Ramczyk plays in with the Saints. That straight ahead running game. Using his big frame, his, once he, and again, that's one of the things with Ian Moore. Once he gets his hands on you, it's over. You're not going to be able to get off. He has great hands. He has strong hands. Good hand placement. Very good. Okay, here he is right here, 3-point stance. Good. Good footwork. Watch that back foot. Bam, right there, chopping his feet. Chopping his feet, that's what I want to see. Going inside, be able to recover there. Watch his hand placement. Bam, right there. Get underneath those breastplates. Again, he seals that edge very well. Good hand placement. Very good. Very good footwork by Ian Moore. Okay, 3-point stance. Watch that back foot. Bam. Again, I don't like that play from him. I believe he could have sealed the edge better because he kind of gets stagnant right there. You're going to see when he goes this way, stretch, and then he gets stagnant, and then he lets this guy, against better defenders at the college and NFL game, he needs to get better with that weak side seal right there. Then comes across, bang. Any edge defender or interior pass rusher would be able to read that and recover. So he needs to get better at, because you're going to see right here, 3-point stance. Again, he needs to swing his hips around and block them. So, again, this is against high school players. I'm not diminishing high school players. I'm saying he's going to be going against better competition. He needs to see that. See how the stretch play is right here? And then he needs to swing his hips around, then block that defender there. Okay, on this play, 3-point stance. He really likes that 3-point stance. Getting good out of his break. Watch that back foot right here. Again, he needs to get better with that back foot, kind of swing it around a little bit more, in my opinion. And again, he kind of gets lackadaisical, and watch his hands are kind of just sagging. He needs to get them up here and get underneath those breastplates against the edge defender. Again, this is huddle.com, so only coaches have access to this 3-point stance. Again, I believe his strength is his run blocking. I mean, this guy's a massive human being, and they're going to run behind him at Ohio State when he gets the opportunity to play. Again, he's a part of the 2024 class. So again, Ian Moore, very big fan of him. I've watched a lot of film on him his freshman, junior, senior year, or freshman, sophomore, junior year, and it's very impressive to see the development that he's gone through. Driving. Very good play. Bam, right there. Get underneath his breastplates. Again, once he gets his hands on you, he has very strong hands, and it's hard to get off of him. And he's using his footwork and his hip-to-hip fluidity. He has very fluid hips. That sometimes he does get inconsistent in his hip-to-hip fluidity. He does get stagnant. But again, that's going to come with player development and the right coaching and the right system that he goes to. Okay, here he is, another 3-point stance. Again, they just love using him in that weak side run blocking phase because they want to seal that edge, because eventually they want to run on that side. So again, it's a very good play on Ian Moore. Again, he is just a mauler in the running game. He can take on 2-3 defenders. He's that good. And no wonder Ohio State sees him as a potential, next Paris Johnson-esque player if the right development is taking place. Again, I want to reiterate, player development is key for this guy because he has the tools and traits. It's just putting it together at Ohio State, which I think is going to benefit him more than if he went to, I'm going to say it, Nebraska, because if Nebraska took a chance on him, I don't think he would have got the proper player development right now at Nebraska. Nebraska eventually will get there, but I don't think right now Ian Moore is the type of guy that would go to Nebraska. It was between Iowa and Ohio State, and I think there's a reason for that because they develop offensive linemen, and I think that's why he wanted to go there. Another 3-point stance. Again, you guys see what I'm talking about. Watch his arms, they're just sagging. Again, that's something that the coaches are going to have to coach him up on, is he needs to get his hands up here. But again, he has very good footwork. Again, he doesn't get stagnant. He chops his feet. Again, that's something that I like to see. Your lower body and your upper body technique is going to be your best friend going to the college and NFL ranks. So that's something that the coaches at Ohio State, the O-line coach at Ohio State, who's been very good at developing offensive linemen, solid offensive linemen through the years, I think that is something that the O-line coach at Ohio State is going to work on. So this guy, to me, there's a reason why he's the #1 offensive tackle prospect for me, is because I could see the traits that could eventually, he could be a potential Ryan Ramczyk-esque player if proper development is taking place. Because I see the footwork, I see the technique. Again, he's a junior in high school, so again, no high school prospect is going to be perfect. It's all about what system you're going to be going to in college and proper player development and the coach that is going to be taking you under his wing to properly develop you for the next level. He has very good footwork, very good hip-to-hip fluidity. It's just he needs to become more consistent with that. Okay, another 3-point stance. Again, I'm telling you, this guy in that running, look how he just seals him. Very good play. Very good play. I mean, this guy's a mauler. Like I said, once he gets his hands on you, it's over. And they run right behind him. And he creates a hole. Number 4 reads it. Touchdown. That first step, bam, right there. I really like how he gets that initial contact and just blows him up. Bam, right there. Good hand placement, good footwork. This guy's an all-around player if proper development is taking place. So this is my film breakdown on Ian Moore. He is 6'6", 290 pounds. Out of New Palestine, he committed to Ohio State. Again, there's a lot of traits that I like, and there's some weaknesses on film that need to be, refined. But I think going to Ohio State is going to benefit him, and he doesn't need to play right away, and he can take to player development, take to coaching, and this guy could be possibly a first-round pick in the NFL if proper coaching and if he wants the player development to be needed. So this is Ian Moore, 6'6", 290 pounds, out of New Palestine.